Hello and welcome to Passion to Success. I am Ihotu Odo. Entrepreneurs are individuals or persons. Entrepreneurship is a process. At times, the terms entrepreneur and owner-manager are used interchangeably as if they mean the same thing, because entrepreneurship is inextricably linked to small business management. Entrepreneurs are often both owners and employees, and a considerable number of them are small business owners or managers. Such people are risk takers, creative, innovative, independent, hardworking, and possess other qualities that are driving force behind any entrepreneurial activities in the economy. These entrepreneurial activities significantly affect the economy of an area by building the economic base and providing jobs. On today's episode, we will be bringing you the concluding part of last week's interview with Empress Ife. Before that, let's go for a short break. We will be right back.
This, for instance, these materials are sourced here in Nigeria. This is Italian coral, but this is freshwater pearls from here, from Nigeria. You understand? You know, I have this. This is Roscott. This is from here, from northern Nigeria. All right? This is freshwater pearls. It's from Nigeria. You have garnet stone. It's from Nigeria. Entrepreneurship is actually something great because doing these things, I learned to be really patient. Working with people in Nigeria, I learned to be really patient because of what I want to do. Help build the nation, help promote locally made products. So I needed patience to work with them to perfect the job, right? And I say to, the Nigerian government, we need to encourage entrepreneurship. You enact policies and introduce programs to encourage entrepreneurship in the Nigerian youth. Programs like the incubator program, you have the empowerment program, you have empowerment and monitoring programs to guide successes and follow-up, right? You need, mentoring programs, you need apprentice program, right? Skills management program. You need all of this. And establishment of factory that will fabricate and process our many raw materials to international standard and good for exporting. You can't just export things that are not well made. I couldn't possibly export these things if they're not well made. So Nigerian government need to do theirs, but Nigerian youths, they need to get up. Get up not just because there's no employment, but because you can even do much more with entrepreneurship. The plan is important. First, desire, vision, plan. Okay, some businesses, they need lots of money and some need little money. Someone that doesn't have money should not go into a business that's capital intensive. There's common sense to know that. If you want to go into business and you don't have money, why would you pursue something that is capital intensive? You pursue something that don't even need much money, but it's viable. Right? Yeah. Because if it's not visible, why? Okay? So you can't go into something that needs a lot of money. And even if it needs little money, you don't have the money, darling. That's where humility comes in. Go take a menial job. Go work in a salon. Go work in a restaurant. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with being a waitress or waiter? What is wrong with being a receptionist? What is wrong with making dishes? I've done it all. I've sold okra in the market, pepper, rice. I've fried akara, roasted corn on the street. But look at me. I don't look like it, right? So it's not about that. It's about humility. If you really want to do, that's why I say it starts with the desire. If you really want to do something, that will drive you. Even in the face of challenge, that desire, that conscious decision to want to be responsible, to want to develop yourself, to want to achieve success will drive you even in the face of struggle. And you will make healthier decisions. You will not run after businesses that, are capital intensive and need lots of money. And whatever, and even if it is, you will not just go do it immediately. You will work menial jobs to save the money. You save the money and then you take that money to do that business, right? Yeah. That's very important. Let's not say, oh, I need ₦1,000,000 to do this business or I can't. No, I started this business with 15,000 naira. My jewelry, 15,000 naira, I started a business. Do you understand? Yeah. In less than 3 years, I made over 1,000 pieces of jewelry. But it started with 15,000 naira, desire, vision, discipline, you understand, perseverance, and then you're consistent. You ask yourself, where can I do this? Where do I want to do this? What I want to do, is this environment conducive for it? If not, where? Can I relocate? Do I have the money to do so? Okay, I can't relocate, for instance. I don't have that money. Okay, what next can I do? See, you can't just give up because this one thing would not work and you give up. What else can I do? Or what else can I learn to do? You can go acquire the skill to do something else that, your environment needs. You see, there's another thing that people need to understand in entrepreneurship. When you are serving a need, you will succeed. Yeah. If it's just some great idea because you think so, no. Don't do something because it's just a great idea, I think so. No. Do it because it's a great idea serving a need. Then you will succeed. Sometimes the challenge could be, other people are doing something cheaper. They are doing jewelry, I'm doing jewelry. Theirs is cheaper. It's not working for me. Well, cut your price down by maybe trying to change your materials. Look for materials that are still nice, but not so expensive, not pricey. You have, now, some people may say, oh, I can't afford her bag. They're too expensive, but they can afford my skincare product. So if you walk into my shop, you can't afford my bag. Maybe you can afford my jewelry. Maybe, the jewelry, they're so nice, beautiful, too expensive. You can afford my skin, or you can afford my book. Okay. So there's something you walk away with from my store. So it's better to think in that direction. You can't focus on very pricey item. Now, if you're somebody that just wants to have that business because it's a passion, you're not trying to make money. It's just a passion. I just want to have a bag line and I want it to be exclusive. I want it to be pricey. So not everyone can use it, like Ferrari, Lamborghini. Not everyone can drive it. It's beautiful, right? Yeah. But not everyone affords that. Some people want to have Lamborghini business. It's okay if you're not looking for money. And if you are comfortable in your life and it's not your bread and butter, it's okay. But if it is your bread and butter, you can't go for pricey items because you have a problem. If it is your bread and butter, you have to try to manage the competition out there by, tweaking your own stuff a little bit. Do something more interesting. That's why you do research. But you know what I've observed in Nigeria? Most of the businesses that the young girls have, for instance, it's not because they want to make money. It's because they want to say, I have a business. It's all about showing off. It's not because they really want to make money. I've walked into salons that don't even make any money, but they stay open. Sometimes the salon was opened by a boyfriend that want to keep you busy, a husband that want to keep you busy, so that, you don't disturb him, or your girl just want to show off to your friends, I have a shop, but it's not really making money. Now, for two reasons. One, probably because it's a competitive business and you're not even disciplined enough to try to do something different, or try to make it a little more interesting than others, or you are just too lazy to learn to run your business and you don't have an idea of the importance of money, you don't have value for money, so you just stay there and spend rent. You have to make money to be paying that rent. Not that you bring money from somewhere and invest in business constantly for 10 years and the business is not yielding you, interest or helping you build your life. And that's why I say to those businesses in Nigeria, those small businesses, besides the problem of NEPA not allowing you to sustain your business, darlings, please, run a business that you can actually run, that you know something about, that you can build. And don't be embarrassed to say, I'm a hairstylist. Oh, I can't possibly work in a salon. There's nothing there. It's not much money. I got news for you. If you're working in the salon, you learn a lot about products. Tomorrow, you can actually start to make your own hair product. So you're not just another stylist making hair. A stylist that already have hair product in the market. From hair product, you can have dryer in your name. You can have combs in your name. So you're a hairstylist that is actually a big business. And then also you can go from owning just one salon to owning 20 in the country. They have banks all over the country. Why couldn't you have one branch of your salon here in Port Harcourt, in Lagos? But if you don't focus to build that one thing or to learn that one thing well and grow, you cannot have 20 salons in the country. So we have to start thinking beyond just these little things. What I'm trying to say is that we have to have an extensive vision. Don't think small, think big and work towards it.
Welcome back. Now let's take you to the craft segment where we teach you how to make a paper cutting lamplight sheet. Watch and learn. Selling is a critical skill because, like it or not, everyone has to sell to succeed. Robert Louis Stevenson recognized this when he said, "Everyone lives by selling something." Whatever you do, sales skills will help you to secure the job you want, convince your boss to assign you to the project you want, influence your company to promote you quicker, encourage your bank or utility to waive annoying fees, sell others to do what you want them to do. Of course, if you are in a sales position, learning to sell more effectively can put a lot more money and opportunities in your pocket. Now the question is, between being a salesperson or learning a craft for production, which do you prefer? Johnson Oyemi will be taking us to the street to find out from the public. Stay tuned.
Learning a craft for my own.
Learning a craft on your own.
Yeah.
See why?
Because when you learn a craft on your own, you tend to be your boss. But when you're a salesperson, you sell for someone forever.
Stay tuned for more on Passion to Success.
Afe Babalola grew up in a farm where the only thing he knew and wanted to do for the rest of his life was farming. Let's join Tochi Okafor on Story Time.
Afe Babalola is one of household names in the Lego circle and one of the very most successful and formidable Lego practitioners that have emerged from the Nigerian Lego firmament. From a very humble background, he has proved that success in the Lego profession in particular is not reserved for those who were born with proverbial silver spoon. Born in a polygamous family, Afe Babalola grew up in a farm where the only thing he knew and wanted to do for the rest of his life was farming. Through the intervention of a missionary, he was able to enroll into primary school, and by 4th year, he had adjusted to the new world. After a sterling academic performance, he was offered admission into secondary school, but his father with 4 wives couldn't afford it. So he picked a teaching job that paid him £1 monthly. Through private study and without entering into secondary school or any university, Alfred Babalola obtained his first degree in economics through correspondence. It was at this point that he was confused on what next to do, whether to pursue master's or PhD in economics or to do another course, probably accountancy or law. I'm sure you can relate to that. Do you know that this Lego icon actually chose law by gamble? Let me tell you what happened. He brought 3 papers and wrote down the 3 courses, law, accountancy, and economics, wrapped them up, and then cast a lot on them. And then the lot fell on law. That was how he chose law. He also studied law through private study, both here in Nigeria and in London, until he was called to bar in July 9, 1963 in the United Kingdom. While in London, he did factory jobs to finance his studies and for his upkeep, of course. When he returned to Nigeria the same year, he was faced with a difficult decision, either to follow the path of least resistance by picking a paid job, or to face the tough path of self-employment. Coming from a poor background, friends advised him to pick up a job and even brought him letters of companies that were interested in him. He turned them and said, "I believed in my ability to overcome all problems." The major roadblock on his way to self-actualization was the problem of finance. He wrote 6 friends to lend him £6 each, but nobody replied him. He started his chamber in a garage in Ibadan with only a table, 2 chairs, a fan, an Imperial typewriter, which he bought on credit and promised to pay by installment in 6 months. By the end of the first year, he was able to move into the room and parlor office. 2 years after, briefs were pouring in their numbers, that he had to employ 2 more lawyers to join him. His quantum leap actually came when his client was the only minister who was discharged and acquitted among the 19 federal ministers who were charged with stealing. Thereafter, many big cases came knocking on his door. And before 1970, his chamber was one of the foremost chambers in the country. Listen to what he said, and I quote, "I don't want to mention an appeal case I handled for just 14 days, and I got my $2 million. I also made over 300 billion naira for a consortium of banks, and I got my percentage." His chamber has trained the greatest number of senior advocates of Nigeria and has been regarded as one of the largest chambers in Nigeria. What lesson can we draw from Alfred Babalola's stories? Lesson 1, hard work doesn't kill. Alfred Babalola revealed that there were times they slept in the office working on cases, and at such times, they worked till about 3 a.m. Let me quote him here again. "Today, I work until about 1 a.m. and I don't sleep until 1 a.m. and I wake up at 5 a.m. Hard work doesn't kill." You can only work this long if you love what you do for a living. Let me ask you, how many hours do you really work in a day? Lesson 2, follow your heart. Listen to the advice of others, but make sure that your action is a product of their own conclusion. People advised him to pick a paid job, but he wanted to be an entrepreneur. He followed his heart, and that has made all the difference. Lesson 3, start small. Start small. There's no perfect time to start. Start with what you have right where you are now. He started his chamber from a garage and today has offices in the major cities of Nigeria. Let me ask you, in the next 10 to 20 years, what will be your own story? This is Tochio Kavo, your storyteller, and I look forward to telling your own story in future. Thanks. Bye.
In order to achieve your goals, you must make sacrifices, commit daily, overcome challenges, and work your plan. No one can do it for you. It is up to you. These are the secrets you need in achieving success. is how we round off the package for this week. Until we come your way next week, keep the passion burning.